Hello again, Matthias here, and I'm back with an episode with a few of my best purchases 2022. I will do a couple of episodes because I have different genres and it's a lot of records, so it would be too much to take everything in one episode. But I will start with the late 60s, early 70s, heavy psych, garage, popsike or something like that. I will start with the British stuff. I found this one early this year and right away I knew I had one of my best purchases already back then in January. It's WADDY, an English band discovered by John Peel, who loved them, so he actually signed them to his Dandelion Records. This is a German pressing on Polydor, a bit easier to find than the UK press, but still very collectible. I had never heard them when I found it. I just loved the sleeve and I was like, oh, what is this? I have to listen to it, so which I did, and it blew me away. It's very heavy, jammy blues rock, but with a vocalist that sounds almost like Captain Beefheart. Very wicked blues rock. It's a lot of covers, like Roadrunner, Bring It to Jerome. Actually a Captain Beefheart cover as well, sure enough, and yes I do. And they do a cover of Susie Q, Rolling Stone, Mystic Eyes by them. But there's a few originals as well, like Kentucky, Love Story and Mothballs. Fantastic songs as well. But it's very spontaneous music, and it feels like they recorded the record in a few hours live in studio. Sounds brilliant. It's from 1971. Fantastic record. Another one that I can say is one of my best purchases is the Stray debut album. Great British heavy psych on Transatlantic Records. These are often broken, and I have actually repaired this one. You can see I did some repair on between the S and T. It's very visible on the back side. But I'm quite happy. It looks better than it did when I found it. It's a lot of psychedelic sounds on this first record. They did many records in the 70s, but this is definitely one of the high points. It's an early second pressing and released in 1970. Great guitar playing, and the vocalist is really great as well. I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't heard them. I have actually both these bands, WADDY and Stray. I have bought quite a few 45s with them this year as well. So it's definitely two favorite albums and two favorite groups actually. The third British band I have in my list is FAIRIES, Never Neverland. It's a UK pressing on Polydor. The drummer is Twink. You might have heard of him. He was involved in a lot of psychedelic projects and bands in the late 60s. It's from 1971. Great heavy psych and nice cover as well, I think. Okay, now I'm jumping to US records and bands. I don't like lists. They are all number one. No, but a few is the number one, and these are definitely number one. HACKAMORE Brick. It's a New York band. They actually cited Velvet Underground as an inspiration and influence. I think they were the first band to actually mention Velvet Underground as an influence. It's from 1970, released on Kama Sutra Records, and it's you could say it's kind of power pop with an Velvet Underground touch. Strong melodies and hooks, and it's a small combo. It's like guitar, bass and drums, and sometimes they use an organ as well. A really great musicianship. It's very simple but very effective, and if you haven't heard them, I highly recommend you check them out. If you like strong hooks and pop from the early 70s. It's a nice picture of the band here. Fantastic record. Another record, quite difficult to find, is this. The band is named AFTERGLOW, and it was released on MTA Records in 1968. I guess you can call this a popsike album, or sunshine pop almost. But yeah, it's a fantastic pop record. 60s pop featuring a Farfisa organ. It's very much a Farfisa organ album. If you like Farfisa, then you will love this. Strong hooks and nice harmonies. And here's the label. Very nice label. I have a few 45s released on MTA as well. But this is the only LP I have on the label. Fantastic record as well. Highly sought after record. Here's a more cheap record, but still a fantastic record that you don't find often in these hoods. The Damnation of Adam Blessing. It's the debut album of this band. Fantastic. It's very heavy guitar based psychedelic rock. They did 2 or 3 albums, I'm not sure. I have 145 with them as well. But fantastic record. It was released on United Artists, released in 1969. Great record. Next album is a California band called Fields, released on Uni. It's also from 1969, if I remember correctly. They sound a lot like Cream, I would say, or at least they have a strong influence on the band. It's a nice fold out cover. Definitely a power trio. It's heavy, quite psychedelic, and at least one song has prog rock elements, and it's the B-side. It's only one song, a long psychedelic jam on side B, a song called Love is the Word. Another great record that I found here in Stockholm. Actually, I found all of these in the stores around Stockholm, record stores. Blue Mountain Eagle. I had never heard this band when I found it, and they really blew me away. They are like a heavier, more psychedelic Buffalo Springfield type of band, I would say. And the bassist is Randy Fuller, the brother of Bobby Fuller, and he was in Bobby Fuller 4 as well. Fantastic record, released in 1970 on Atco Records. I have this record, MERRELL FANKHAUSER and his trusty HMS Bounty. Fantastic record, released in 1970. It's a lot of psychedelic sounds, guitar based, great guitar playing on this one. MERRELL FANKHAUSER did many projects and recordings that are highly collectible. This is on the Shamley, I think I pronounced it correctly, Shamley record label. Not sure of the year, I don't remember right now, but late 60s. Absolutely fantastic record. I can recommend Driving Sideways. It's a nice song if you want to check it out on YouTube. MERRELL FANKHAUSER. My 10th and last record in this genre is Pride. This is sort of a concept or project album made by David Axelrod. I would say it's a popsike album. Really nice white label promo on Warner Brothers. But it's a fantastic album which I highly recommend. Yeah, 1970. It's from 1970. So that was my psychedelic or heavy psych record purchases from this year, and I have honorable mentions back here. The Move debut album, Grateful Dead debut album, and SRC, Scott Richard Case. I think it's the third album by that band. Fantastic records. I will come back soon with a new episode. I will show you some blues and soul, some hard rock and heavy metal as well, and I have a lot of power pop, punk, and some other 80s stuff that is worth checking out. Okay, see you then.